When I look back at my life, I realize there are so many things I should have done when I was 60, but I didn't. Now at 80, I sit quietly, and I feel the weight of regrets that can never be changed. If I had cared more, if I had spoken more, maybe my days would feel lighter now. I want to share with you the 5 biggest regrets I carry, not to make you sad but to remind you, you still have time. Listen carefully and perhaps you can avoid the mistakes I made. Life moves quickly, and when you reach 60 you feel strong, you believe there is still plenty of time. But the truth is, those years pass faster than you think, and the choices you make in that season shape the rest of your journey. I want you to imagine yourself many years ahead, sitting quietly, asking if you lived the way you truly wanted. These regrets I carry are not meant to scare you, they are meant to guide you, to remind you that today matters, and that you can still change the story of your future. Regret number 1, not taking care of my health early. Regret number 1 is that I did not take care of my health when I was 60. At that age, I thought I was strong, I believed my body would carry me for many more years without change. I walked quickly, I climbed stairs without much effort, I ate what I wanted without worry. I often told myself, I am fine, I will think about health later. But that was a mistake, and today at 80, it is the mistake that hurts the most. At 60, health feels endless, you wake up full of energy, you move without pain, you believe it will always be like this. You think illness belongs to someone else, to older people, not to you. But time passes and the body begins to slow, and one day you realize strength was never permanent, it was borrowed and it needed daily care. I regret not walking more, not stretching, not making exercise a simple part of my life. Now my legs feel heavy, my back aches, and even small movements take effort. Food was another mistake, I ate for pleasure, I believed taste mattered more than balance. At 60 you can eat a heavy meal and still feel fine, but that does not mean the body is fine. I ignored vegetables, I ignored water, I ignored the quiet signals my body tried to send. At 80, the truth shows up in pills, in hospital visits, in the loss of freedom. I sit with regret, knowing that a little discipline back then, a little balance, would have given me so much comfort now. Sleep was a gift I wasted, I stayed up late, I told myself rest could wait. At 60 you can push through tiredness, you recover the next day, but the habit slowly steals years of energy. Now my nights are broken, pain wakes me, and I long for deep rest that I once had but never valued. Stress also played a part, I carried worries, I carried burdens, but I never took time to breathe, to calm my mind. I thought I was strong enough to carry it all, but stress leaves marks, not on the outside but deep inside the body. I did not know that peace is part of health, I did not know that joy and calm could protect me. At 80 I finally see health is not just the body, it is the mind, the heart, the spirit, all connected. I also regret avoiding doctors, I believed that if I felt fine I was fine. That belief was dangerous because problems often hide until it is too late. I wish I had taken regular checkups, I wish I had been more responsible with prevention. Now I know the cost of waiting, I know the pain of neglect, and I cannot change it. The hardest part of this regret is not the pain itself but the freedom I lost. I cannot walk long distances, I cannot play with my grandchildren the way I dreamed. I must sit when I want to run, I must watch when I want to join. That is the price of ignoring health. It takes not only years but also moments, memories, and joy. If I could speak to my 60-year-old self, I would say, do not waste your strength, invest in it, protect it, because one day you will miss it more than anything. And to you who are 60 today or close to it, please listen. Your body is whispering, it needs care, it needs movement, it needs rest, it needs balance. Do not wait for pain to remind you, do not wait for doctors to warn you. Begin now, even with small steps, even with simple changes, because those choices will give you freedom later. Walk every day, drink water, eat more colors on your plate, sleep with peace, breathe with calm. These are not luxuries, they are gifts, they are investments in your future self. I share this regret not to bring sadness but to bring hope, because it is not too late for you. If you are 60, you still have time, you still have a chance to build a stronger tomorrow. Care for your body today, and when you reach 80 you will thank yourself, not regret. Health is the foundation of every joy, without it, everything else fades, but with it, life stays rich even in old age. Regret number 2, not speaking words of love to family. Regret number 2 is that I did not speak words of love to my family when I had the chance. At 60, I thought love was obvious. I believed my family already knew how much they meant to me. I told myself, they see it in my actions, I don't need to say the words. But silence leaves a space, and now at 80, I see how many moments I lost by holding back my heart. When I was 60, my children were grown, my partner was beside me, my parents were still alive. We shared meals, we shared daily life, but I rarely said, thank you, or, I love you. I assumed they understood, I assumed they felt it. Yet people need words, they need to hear affection. They need the warmth that comes from being told directly. My silence became distance even when I did not intend it. I regret not saying, I'm proud of you to my children more often. They worked hard, they built their lives, but I stayed quiet, thinking my support was enough. Today, I wonder if they sometimes doubted themselves, if my silence left them longing for recognition that should have been given freely. Words of encouragement cost nothing, but they can carry a lifetime of strength, and I regret not giving that gift more often. I regret not saying, I'm sorry when I was wrong. At 60, I still carried pride, I did not like to admit mistakes, I thought my family would forgive me without words. But apologies matter, they heal, they close wounds, they show humility. Without them, small hurts can grow and bonds can weaken. Looking back, I wish I had chosen peace over pride, softness over silence. I regret not saying, I need you. At 60, I wanted to look strong, I wanted my family to see me as steady, as unshakable. But the truth is, we all need each other, and saying those words brings people closer. Now at 80, I see that showing vulnerability is not weakness, it is love, it is trust, it is connection. Some of the hardest regrets are tied to loss. My parents passed, and I never told them enough how grateful I was. I thought I had time, I thought they knew, but now I sit with the silence of things unsaid. My partner is gone too, and I wonder how many days could have been brighter if I had simply whispered, I love you, more often. Those words cannot be spoken now, they live only in my heart, and they weigh heavy with regret. I also think of the small daily moments. Passing in the hallway, sitting at the table, saying goodbye at the door, these were all chances to add love to the air. A simple I appreciate you could have lifted a mood, a gentle I love you could have softened a hard day. But I stayed quiet, I thought big gestures mattered more, when really it is the small words spoken often that hold a family together. The silence has taught me something powerful, words are not just sounds, they are bridges. They connect hearts, they remind us we belong, they protect us from loneliness. Without them, love can feel invisible even when it is there. That is why this regret cuts so deeply, because love was inside me but I failed to let it out. If I could go back to 60, I would say, I love you, every day. I would say thank you, whenever I felt it. I would say, I'm sorry, whenever I hurt someone. I would let my family know they were seen, they were valued, they were cherished. Because the truth is, no one ever gets tired of hearing they are loved, and no one ever forgets it once it is said. To you who are 60 today or near it, I want you to learn from my silence. Do not hold back your words, do not assume people already know. Tell your children you are proud, tell your partner you are grateful, tell your parents you love them while you can. Speak the words today and repeat them tomorrow, because one day it may be too late, and regret is a heavy companion. Remember, love grows stronger when spoken, families grow closer when gratitude is shared, and healing begins when we admit our mistakes. Do not let fear or pride or habit steal those chances from you. Use your voice, fill your home with gentle words, and when you reach 80, you will look back with peace, not regret. Regret number 3, not daring to do what I truly loved. Regret number 3 is that I did not dare to follow what I truly loved. At 60, I still had dreams, I still had energy, but I kept them locked away. I told myself it was too late, I told myself I had responsibilities, I told myself other people's needs came first. And now at 80, I see how much joy I missed, how many moments of life I left untouched, because I was afraid to choose my own path. When I was 60, I wanted to paint, I wanted to travel, I wanted to learn music. These were not impossible dreams, they were not out of reach, but I convinced myself they were impractical. I thought, I'm too old for that, it's not for someone like me, it's a waste of time. Instead, I stayed in routines, I followed the safe path, and I denied the small fire inside my heart. The truth is, fear kept me silent. I feared judgment, I feared failure, I feared looking foolish in front of others. I thought, what will people say if I try and stumble? What if I embarrass myself? And so, I chose comfort over courage, and that choice cost me experiences I will never get back. I regret not dancing when my body still had strength. Music played, chances came, but I sat in the corner, smiling politely instead of stepping onto the floor. Now at 80, my body is weaker, and I wonder how alive I might have felt if I had let myself move, laugh, and dance freely. I regret not exploring the world when I had the chance. At 60, I could still walk long distances, I could still carry bags, I could still see clearly. But I always said, maybe next year, maybe later, maybe when I retire more fully. Later never came, and now I sit with pictures of places I never visited, foods I never tasted, cultures I never touched. I regret not speaking my truth. There were hobbies I wanted to try, ideas I wanted to explore, even conversations I wanted to start. But I stayed quiet, I stayed safe, I stayed inside the lines drawn for me by others. And with each silence, I lost a piece of myself, a piece of the life I might have lived. Dreams do not disappear, they wait, they whisper, they remind you of what could be. At 60, those whispers were strong, but I pushed them aside. At 80, the whispers are now regrets, and they sound heavier because I know I cannot go back. I realize now that passion is not about being successful, it is not about being perfect. It is about being alive. It is about waking up with excitement, about feeling joy in small actions, about giving yourself permission to be free. I regret not granting myself that freedom, I regret choosing duty without balance, I regret forgetting that life is not only about survival but also about fulfillment. If I could go back to 60, I would pick up a brush and paint badly, I would learn a song and sing off-key, I would book a trip even if it scared me. I would let myself be a beginner again, I would allow mistakes, I would embrace the beauty of trying. Because the real failure is not in doing something poorly, the real failure is in never doing it at all. To you who are 60 now or close to it, please listen to this regret carefully. Do not bury your passions, do not silence your dreams, do not convince yourself it is too late. If something calls your heart, follow it even if only in small steps. Take the class, join the group, buy the ticket, open the book. Do it not for success but for joy, for life, for your soul. One day you will reach 80 just like me. And when you look back, I hope you smile, not because you achieved everything but because you dared to try. Do not let fear stop you, do not let doubt control you, do not let other people's opinions steal your light. Be brave enough to live your own story because courage today will become peace tomorrow. Regret number 4. Not keeping memories and stories of my life. Regret number 4 is that I did not keep my memories and stories while I had the chance. At 60, I thought I would always remember, I believed my mind would stay sharp, I trusted that the details of my life would never fade. But now at 80, I realize memories slip away quietly, and the stories I carried are harder to recall. What once felt vivid is now blurry, what once felt certain is now scattered. I regret not writing things down. I had notebooks, I had pens, I had time, but I kept telling myself I would do it later. I thought I would remember the funny moments, the family celebrations, the lessons I learned. But memory is fragile, it fades, and now many of those treasures are gone. I wish I had written letters to my children, journals for myself, or even short notes about the days that mattered most. I regret not taking enough pictures, not recording enough videos. At 60, technology was already there, but I thought, I don't need so many photos, I'll remember this forever. The truth is, forever is shorter than we think. Today I look at my photo albums and I see gaps, I see years with little record. The faces of friends I loved are harder to recall, the sound of voices I cherished is missing, and that emptiness is painful. I regret not sharing my stories while people wanted to listen. My children asked questions, my grandchildren were curious, but I often brushed them off. I said, another time when I'm less tired, when I feel ready. That another time never came. Now, many of those stories rest only inside me and some are already lost to silence. I missed the chance to pass on the wisdom, the humor, the lessons that could have guided the next generation. I regret not keeping family traditions alive. At 60, I still had energy to cook the old recipes, to celebrate holidays the way my parents once did. But I let busyness take over, I let convenience replace meaning, and now many of those traditions are gone. My children know only fragments, and I wish I had done more to preserve the roots that connected us. Keeping memories is not only for others, it is for ourselves. A written page, a captured photo, a recorded voice, these become anchors when the mind grows old. At 60, I felt strong. I thought I would always remember. At 80, I see how fragile memory becomes, and I regret not building those anchors while I could. I also regret not asking others to share their stories with me. My parents had experiences, my friends had journeys, but I never sat long enough to listen deeply. I thought there would always be time, I thought they would always be around. But time runs out, people leave, and their stories vanish with them. If I had asked, if I had recorded, I would now hold treasures that could never be replaced. If I could go back to 60, I would start a journal, even if the writing was messy. I would take pictures of ordinary days, not just special ones. I would sit with my children and tell them about my childhood, my struggles, my dreams. I would ask my parents everything I could, I would listen, I would write down their words. I would honor my memories by keeping them safe instead of assuming they would always be clear. To you who are 60 now or close to it, do not make the same mistake. Start today, even with small steps. Write one sentence about your day, take one photo, record one story. Share with your family, because one day they will long to hear your voice, to read your words, to see your smile. Memories may fade, but records last, and stories keep families alive. One day you will be 82. When you look back, you will want to hold more than fading images in your mind. You will want books filled with your handwriting, albums filled with your family, recordings filled with laughter. Do not wait until later, because later comes too fast. Keep your memories now, preserve your stories, and you will give yourself and your loved ones a gift that never fades. Regret number 5. Not keeping and building friendships. Regret number 5 is that I did not keep my friendships alive, and I did not build new ones when I had the chance. At 60, I thought friends would always be there. I believed the bonds we shared would last forever without effort. But friendships need care, they need time, they need love, and I failed to give them enough. Now at 80, I look around, and many of the faces that once brought me joy are gone, some by distance, some by death, and some by silence that I allowed to grow. I regret not calling my friends more often. At 60, I was busy, I was tired, I was distracted by work and family. I told myself, I'll call next week, I'll visit soon, I'll write when I have time. Weeks turned into months, months into years, and slowly the connection faded. By the time I realized how much I missed them, it was too late to rebuild what was lost. I regret not making time for simple gatherings. Coffee with a friend, a walk in the park, a shared meal, these are small things, but they carry big meaning. At 60, I chose convenience over connection. I stayed home, I told myself I didn't need to socialize as much. But isolation grows quietly, and now at 80, I see how loneliness can become heavier than any physical pain. I regret not being there when my friends needed me. Some of them went through hardships, illnesses, and struggles, and I offered words but not presence. I thought they were strong, I thought they would manage, but friendship is not about assuming, it is about showing up. Looking back, I see the times when I should have sat beside them, held their hand, or simply listened. Those chances are gone, and the guilt stays. I regret not opening my heart to new friendships. At 60, I felt comfortable with the circle I already had. I did not want to meet new people, I thought it was too late to start again. But friendship has no age, it can grow at any stage of life. Because I closed myself off, I missed the chance to learn from others, to laugh with new companions, to feel the joy of fresh connections. Friendship is more than company, it is medicine for the soul. At 60, I underestimated its power, I thought independence was strength, I thought needing friends was weakness. But now at 80, I understand that friends keep us alive, they keep us young, they remind us we are not alone. Without them, days feel longer, nights feel colder, and regrets feel heavier. If I could go back to 60, I would call my friends every week, I would visit them more often, I would send small notes just to say, I care. I would invite them over for meals, I would laugh more, I would create more memories. I would not wait for special occasions, because every day with a friend is special. I would also open myself to new friendships. I would join groups, I would talk to neighbors, I would say yes to invitations. I would allow myself to be curious, to connect, to trust. Because friendships do not replace each other, they add layers of joy, and we can never have too many. To you who are 60 now or close to it, please learn from this regret. Do not let busyness or pride keep you from your friends. Call them today, visit them tomorrow, make plans and keep them. Show up when they need you, not only when it is convenient. And do not be afraid to build new friendships, because the heart always has room for more love. One day you will be 82. When you sit and look back, you will not remember the long hours at work or the things you bought, but you will remember the laughter you shared, the shoulders that held you, the voices that comforted you. Friendships are treasures, but only if we protect them, only if we build them, only if we keep them alive. Do not make the mistake I made. Do not wait until it is too late. Cherish your friends, nurture your bonds, and let your life be rich with connection. Because when everything else fades, friendship remains, and it is the sweetest gift you can give yourself. Now that you have heard my 5 regrets, I hope you can understand why I share them. I do not tell you these stories to make you sad. I tell them so that you can live differently, so that you can use your time wisely while you still have it. Regret is heavy, it stays in the heart, but wisdom can turn regret into guidance, and guidance can save you from carrying the same weight. At 60, life is still open. There is still time to change, to love, to dream, to connect. Do not believe it is too late. Do not believe the best years are behind you, because the truth is, every day ahead can hold meaning if you choose to make it so. I want you to look at your life now and ask yourself honestly, what matters most to me? What do I not want to regret later? If health matters, then care for your body now. Eat well, move gently, rest deeply. If love matters, then speak your heart freely. Say the words your family longs to hear. Let them feel your warmth every day. If passion matters, then do not wait. Take one step toward what you love, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect. If memories matter, then record them, write them, capture them so that they stay alive for you and for those who come after you. And if friendship matters, then hold it close, nurture it, give it time, let it grow, because friendship is one of life's greatest gifts. I'm 80 now and I cannot go back. But you still can. You still have the power to shape the years ahead. You still have the chance to change the story you will one day tell. Regret teaches me, but action can save you. Do not waste your hours on fear. Do not lose your days to silence. Do not wait for the right time, because the right time is today. Promise yourself, starting now, to live with courage, with love, with presence. Make the call, take the walk, write the words, share the hug. Do the small things and you will build a life rich with meaning. When you reach 80, you will look back with peace, not with sorrow, because you will know you lived fully, you will know you gave your heart, you will know you honored your days. So please, listen to these words not as a warning, but as an invitation. Life is still waiting for you, your story is still being written, and the ending is not yet fixed. Choose wisely, live bravely, and when your time comes, you will smile, not regret.